inner legs in and pressing the outer legs out. And so you feel like you could almost stretch from the inside of your legs. And just make sure there's no additional tension as you line up the legs that way. And then let's start to breathe into that lower belly. So we're going to make sure as we activate our legs that we're not tensing up the abdomen, that we can keep the glutes and the abdomen soft. So if you need to, or if you'd like to put a hand on the belly, that could feel nice. And first today, let's start with lengthening the inhale to the exhale. So it could be inhale for 4 to 6 counts. Exhale for 2 to 4 counts. So we'll focus on that filling in, filling up your breath. And so as you're breathing, you might start to wiggle your toes a little bit and possibly shift in those feet. So as you feel the outer thighs press out, those inner thighs still drawing in, just like a micro shift through the feet, feeling the pinky toe side of foot and then the big toe side. Almost like you were gently widening the knees and then letting the knees draw in, or inner thighs draw in. So as you do that shift in your feet and feel that connection with your legs and the strap, also take a moment to notice your lower back, or that space of your sacrum, that maybe you feel that widening and maybe a little release as you exhale. And then from here, when you're ready, bring your hands outside your hips and start to step into your feet and peel up lower spine, middle spine to upper spine. So then you have enough space to grab your block and place your block underneath your pelvis and set your pelvis on the block. So now we've got that nice support underneath the lower back. And so just like we were breathing into the lower belly, if it was helpful, you could place your hands over your lower belly again.
I think we should wash our hands before we log on.
Let's let the exhale continue to be longer than the inhale. Once again, you could shift from the pinky side of foot to the big toe side of foot. Feeling the outer leg press out, inner leg draw in. If you'd like to try another movement here, kind of pedal through the knees. So try to stretch your left kneecap to the front of your mat, and then you'll alternate switching sides. Switching one side to the other. And so you might feel one hip or one side of your pelvis gently lift and then the other. Just that wagging of the tail for your sacrum. Maybe notice which side feels a little more open, if there's a side that feels tighter. And then let your pelvis come back to neutral. Let's just do one leg at a time. So keeping the outer legs pressing into the strap, go ahead and extend your right leg out. And stepping into that left foot, draw your right heel, right foot in. So we'll go to the left side, step into the right foot, extend your left leg out. Step into your right foot, draw your left heel, foot back in. And again, we'll extend the right leg out And draw the right foot back in. Extending the left heel leg out. And draw the left leg back in. So if that alternating is actually feeling really good for the back, it feels like it's kind of balancing something out, you could continue with a few more rounds. Or if you'd like to, if you're ready to, let's wrap the hands around the block, pinky side of hand down, and start to float those feet up off the mat, which could just be keeping those knees bent. It could be extending those legs to the sky. And if you have your legs extended, let's reconnect those legs with the strap, pressing out into the strap about 10% of your effort. As you feel your inner legs draw in, breathing. And it might feel nice to gently let the legs sway from side to side. You're massaging out your sacrum, upper glutes on the block. Eventually coming back to stillness, coming back to neutral. And then when you are ready, just bend your knees and bring your feet down onto the ground. You might shift from the pinky toe side of foot to big toe side of foot. And then we're gonna come out of this supported bridge. So step into your feet, feel those four corners, lift your pelvis up, slide the block out, and lowering down your back like you're massaging one vertebra at a time back onto the ground. Okay, and from here, we're gonna exhale, float our feet up off the mat, and let's remove that strap. We're gonna go back up into that supported bridge for reclined pigeon, unless you prefer reclined pigeon staying on the back. So still feel like you have that strap around the thighs. As you peel your spine up again, lower spine, middle spine to upper. If you're using the block, just bring the block onto the first level underneath the pelvis, setting the pelvis back down. All right. Re-anchor those legs like you have that strap around them, and we're gonna step into the left foot and float the right foot off the mat. Let's do 2 ankle rotations each direction. And then we're gonna just cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Okay, and you might even bounce that right knee to the ground. Okay, we'll go back into that lower belly breath we did at the beginning of practice. You might place a hand over your belly. And you could start to lift your left foot off the mat, drawing your legs towards you for that hip stretch. If you do lift your left foot off the mat, try to keep the left knee, shin, even ankle relaxed. You can do some ankle rotations with the left foot if you'd like. Your right hand could be still on the belly or come to that right inner knee, press the thigh away, and you could extend your left leg up. And then we could bend the left knee, let the left foot come down to the ground if you lifted it, and slide your right foot off of your left thigh. Go to the second side, step into the right foot, pick up your left foot, try a couple ankle rotations, each direction. And then let's slide, cross that left ankle over the right thigh, maybe let the left knee bounce down towards the ground. Staying here, we can connect to that belly breath, which is helping to place a hand there just as a guide for it. If there's a tighter side on the abdomen too, that can be a good place to place the hand, just to encourage more breath movement there. Then we can float the right foot off of the mat. And if you do, just make sure the right knee, lower leg, ankles relaxed. You could ankle rotation a couple times with that right foot. Then we could extend the right leg up towards the sky. Any additional movement, just keeping the breath and the belly soft. If you did extend the right leg, bend the right knee and bring the foot to the ground. And then we could slide the left foot off of the right thigh. All right, and then from here, we're gonna step into the feet, lift the pelvis up, remove that block, and let's lower back down onto our back, just like you're massaging one vertebra at a time. So if you have the mat rolled up underneath you, if you've had enough of that, you could unroll it, or you can keep it there as we grab onto our strap to just do that Padangusthasana, Kapotasana flow. We're gonna step our right foot into that strap, extend the right leg up towards the sky. And once again, as you extend your right leg into the strap, you could do 2 to 3 ankle rotations each direction. And then you could press through the right heel, calf, hamstring. And definitely staying here could be enough if you want to go for the flow. We're going to go back to that Kapotasana leg. So strap goes into left hand as you bend your right knee, touch your right outer heel, ankle to that left thigh. We breathe in. We're going to extend the right leg up towards the sky. First, bring the tail of the strap into your right hand and start to gently open your right leg for that to the right for a little inner thigh stretch. Keeping the belly soft as you inhale, bring the right leg to center. We bring the tails of the strap into the left hand. Exhale, bend your right knee, right outer heel, ankle touches the thigh. Now this time we're going to extend the right leg up towards the sky. Keep the strap in the left hand. Modified twist, so keeping the sacrum, back of glutes on the ground. Just bringing that right leg across the body a little bit, right thigh over the left. Press through the back of both legs as you inhale, bring your right leg to center. We're going to do one more Kapotasana extension. So we exhale, bring that right outer heel, ankle to left thigh, right knee opens. And inhale, extend your right leg to the sky. Let's shift to the left. So creating space to step your left foot into the strap, bring your right foot out. And then we're going to ankle rotation a few times each direction. And then if you did ankle rotation, let's press through the left heel, calf, and hamstring once more. We're going to just think about that flow on this side. If you want to practice it or just stay here, you can bring the tails of the strap into the right hand. Exhale, cross that left knee, ankle, thigh, ankle on top of the right thigh. We'll breathe in, extending that left leg into the strap. Tails of the strap goes into the left hand. Breathe out, opening your left leg out to the left, inner thigh stretch. Inhale, bringing that left leg back to center. Tails of strap into right hand. Exhale, Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, left knee opens. Breathe in, extending your left leg up. Here we'll do that cross, so we'll exhale, cross the left leg over to the right, but keep your glutes, your sacrum on the ground. Inhale, left leg back to center. Exhale, left ankle, outer heel connects to right thigh. Inhale, extending your left leg up. And once more, we open out to the left. Tails a strap into the left. Let's exhale, open that left leg out to the side. Inhale, bring your left leg back to center. Now, you might remove that loop or just step around the loop. Let's extend both legs into the strap. So if you need to adjust that strap at all. Once you bring your feet into the strap, now we don't have the strap around the thighs, but as you squeeze your inner legs together, you can imagine having that block in between the thighs and still pressing the thighs out into the strap. Feel for the lower belly relaxed and soft here. If you want to shift from one glute to the other, one side of your sacrum to the other. Okay, and then when you're ready, remove your strap, bend your knees, set your strap to the side, and we'll go to the fetal position side that feels best. So when you're ready, just let your legs lead, let the rest of the body follow, stacking the body. Okay, and then we're gonna press into the palms. Let's slowly lift ourselves up to seated, stacking one vertebra at a time. Let your head come up last. Let's use our bolster and our two blocks for chest opener and lower back support. So bring that bolster to go underneath the tops of your legs. We'll go belly down. And then we're gonna grab our two blocks to place underneath the front of our shoulders to go belly down. And then if you want to have like a towel or a low pillow, or it might even be rolling up the front of your mat to give your forehead a place to rest, you can do that too if it feels too far to let the head hang forward. But we're gonna just bring those legs, shins or kind of ankles on top of that pillow. And then we've got those blocks underneath the front of the shoulders. Just gently lifting those shoulders away from the ground. And if having that pillow underneath your lower back actually contracts the lower back, we'll just set that to the side. Let your big toes rotate in, your heels rotate out. And feel the outer legs press out, the inner legs press in about 5 to 10% of your effort. And just like when we were laying on our back, we'll feel that lower belly breath. Inhale, expansion, that exhale, soften. And it could feel nice to let your head look to one side, forehead down. Feels like too much at any time. Do a little neck stretch, neck release. Maybe today you're enjoying having the inhale be longer than the exhale. Let's try a couple more breaths here. Then we can bend the knees and bring the feet up towards the sky. First doing that windshield wiper knees. Just inhale the legs to center, exhale, releasing to one side. And as you move the legs to side, just try to keep your pubic bone or front of pelvis relaxed to the mat. That might mean the legs don't drop as far, and that's okay. Okay, and then you'll just start to feel which side's gonna feel better to keep the legs released. Go ahead and go to that side. You can reach that same side arm forward and roll to fetal position. And then let's press our palms down and slowly lift ourselves up to seated. Let your head come up last. And we'll just do a little self-massage here for the knees. So you can sit on a prop if you'd like. Let's start with the right leg. And we'll interlace the fingers. And we're going to start at the knee. So at the upper knee, and you're going to just draw your elbows down just to get that squeeze with your thumbs around the thigh, and you're going to just work your way up the thigh towards the hip. And you don't have to apply a whole lot of pressure to feel something likely. And you could do this 3 times, you could do this more than 3 times, whatever feels best for you. And then what you can do is you can take your thumbs and you're going to just press along the middle of your calf. So just finding the middle of that calf belly. And so if I can show it, yeah. You're just moving down the calf. Yeah. And then we're going to take those fingers, and it's like you're trying to pull the muscles, the hamstring muscles out to the side. And you can kind of get like it's almost like a little flick. You might feel your legs shake a little bit. That's okay. You do that once from the knee up to the glute, or you can do that 3 times. Yeah. Okay, once you're complete with that, let's just go to the other side. So we'll have the left leg. And again, if you remember which index finger is on top, just switch it. Thumbs go to each side of the knee. Just gently pulling the elbows. If you feel when you pull the elbows down that you actually feel your shoulders tense up, it might include guiding the shoulder blades down to the back pockets. Just see how this movement feels with your shoulders. I always like to kind of make it a full body experience where I start to rock forward and back. So it's less effort on my arms and I can use my full body to create that pressure, just rocking to the front of my sit bones and back. Do that as many times as you need, and then we'll take those thumbs. And again, we're gonna just move, pressing the thumbs down the calf, down the middle part of the calf. Again, you can rock forward and rock back. Just a little self-massage. So we're just moving along that bladder channel, the back of the legs, which also is linked. That channel runs along the outer spine into the lower back and glutes too. Once you've done maybe 3, we're going to take those fingers and just pull out, kind of like you're flicking the hamstring muscles out to the side. You can do that once, you can do that 3 times, whatever feels good. It's the upper hamstring space. Cool. All right. And then when you feel complete with that, I think we're going to go into, I was getting Baddha Konasana, but I'm feeling the 2 pillows, one long side along your back and one underneath is going to be a little better, that variation of supported mountain. So let's do that. Maybe supported Baddha Konasana comes after. So you could, again, you could use your block. Maybe you use just rolling up your mat like we did earlier underneath the shoulder blades. I'm going to just move this camera up just a little bit more so you can see. Okay. And so we've got that pillow or blanket, the long side, so it's going to face your back. And then we've got the second pillow or blanket underneath the knees. So something to support your lower back at the hamstrings and also right up against the glutes. Yes. Okay. Now, lining back, giving your head something to rest on as well. And then deciding if you want to have your elbows on top of the bolster or that chest opener, letting those arms slide over the top of the bolster. Now, as we settle into this posture, it can be great to imagine that strap is still around the legs so that you're pressing the outer legs into the strap, but if there was a block between the thighs, you wouldn't drop the block. Feeling again for that space in the legs, feeling for that space in the lower back. And as you're stretching out the legs from the inner legs, you're breathing into your belly. We'll rise on the inhale, relax, softening on your exhale. And you could gently massage your head, back of head out. Again, wherever the head is connecting. So as we move the head, it could feel nice to let the head hang out to one side for that next stretch. Feel your eyes back into the sockets. Back to center, exhale to the other side. Feel that next stretch on the other side. And feeling your eyes draw back into the sockets. You with that neck release, or just gently bring your head back to center. All right, and then let's find Chin Mudra today. Chin Mudra, bringing the thumb and the index finger pad together to touch. That mudra of wisdom and inner knowing, connecting to that part of self within you. Today for our 3 rounds of breath, we're just going to inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4. So keeping it short and sweet. We're going to start with a long exhale out. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And stay with your 4 count breath if that feels good. As you breathe, you could rest the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, that energy lock. While we stay here for a few more moments, scan your body. Notice where you can breathe that relaxing, that calming, that balanced 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. Allowing any tensions to relax into the earth. If you don't feel like you're ready to move, you could stay here with your 4 count breath. If you want to do those supported fetal positions, let's start with leading our legs to the left. Left leg leads, right leg follows. We go to that fetal position, feeling that pillow underneath the left side of the rib cage, block or pillow underneath your head. Stack the legs. And let's stretch our right arm overhead and see if, even if the right elbow is bent a lot, if we can connect that right hand or fingertips to the earth. And you could extend your right leg out straight. Maybe that right leg comes behind you, and if you have that pillow still there, block still there, you could still feel the inner thigh supported. Be sure that you still feel support in your lower back. Right. And then let's restack that right leg if you extended it. Bring your right arm in front of you, and then we're going to roll to the right side. So let your right leg, right side body lead. Let your left side body follow. And we're going to stack again, feeling that left side of the body supported, head supported, right side of the body supported by that prop. And then we can start with that left arm, stretching that left arm overhead, either fingertips or palm connected to the ground. Breathing into your left intercostal spaces. You can then extend the left leg out. Maybe bringing the left leg behind you. That leg could be bent or straight. Feeling that support in the lower back, the hips could stack. And then let's restack that left leg, lower that left arm, roll onto your back one more time. Just to feel that chest opener and the legs supported on that pillow prop. Notice if there's any difference on the left and the right side body. Maybe it's just easier to breathe here. All right, and then let's walk our feet in towards our hips and let's roll to either side of your mat, left or right. Let the legs lead, let the hands follow. Catch yourself in the ground. And then let's press our palms down and slowly lift ourselves up to seated. Okay, let's roll up the long side, or roll up our mat. We're going to do that knee release with the mat. So just rolling up your mat like it's the end of practice. And if you are, if the knees are, if you need to have the rolled up mat not as tight, keep the roll a little looser. And then either a pillow or a blanket maybe wants to go underneath your knees. But we're gonna do the stretch where we put the rolled up mat behind the back of the knees, nice and snug, and maybe you have a blanket underneath you. I'm just gonna do this without the blanket today, but maybe you have a blanket. You're gonna squat down, and of course, if your tops of your feet are feeling sensitive today, you could put that blanket underneath the tops of your feet. We want to get that rolled up mat as close to the back of the knees as you can. And then take your time lifting up your spine. Yes. How's everyone feeling in this one today? Just give me a thumbs up if you've got your mic off. Okay.
I've got a lot of pulling on the right side, right above the kneecap.
Like it feels like a stretch.
Well, maybe a stretch, but it's a painful stretch.
You can move your mat down closer to your calves or your heels. If you maybe having it right up behind your knees is feeling too much today. Does that feel less like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do some palm presses. So just light compression along your thighs. So like we did with the thumbs on the outer, but now we're going to the front of the legs. So just almost like a cat, right? Just kind of kneading. All right. And see if that, and you can stay with this if it feels good. Okay. And coming back to neutral. All right. Spread your toes. See if you can touch your heels with your hands. Just kind of bringing you back a little bit more. In line with your heel, see if you can bring your right hand to the ground. Either reaching your left arm towards the ground or reach your left arm overhead. We get that side body stretch we felt over the pillow. We also want to keep bringing our left hip towards the ground. Let's pull down that left elbow, reach the left arm to the ground if you lifted it, and let's shift to the other side. So shifting into the left palm, fingertips or palm flat. Reach your right arm overhead. Reach your right hip towards heel, side stretch. And you could bend your right elbow, lift up your spine. Let's move that mat back to mid-calf or just below the calf and sit back once more. Once you've readjusted that mat, spread your 10 toes again. Let's slide our hands back behind us. Feel if you can touch your heels again. We'll keep those hands in line with the heels once more. We'll add on to this stretch, shifting into the right palm. Keep reaching your left hip down to heel. Left arm could reach to the hip or overhead. Now, keeping that left arm overhead or reach your left arm back, opening your chest to the sky. Whichever variation you're in, try to draw your shoulder blades into the spine. So maybe you get a little more stretch in your collarbones. Focus could be to the ceiling if it's comfortable for your neck, or look down to your right fingertips. As we lower the left arm down, left hand comes by hip and spine, top of head lifts. Other side, shift into your left palm. Reach your right arm overhead. Reach your right hip towards heel, side stretch. Open your chest for that very second variation if you'd like. Feel your shoulder blades draw in towards the spine. Focus could be to the ceiling, or focus could be to the earth. And then you could lower your right arm down and lift up your spine. Okay, let's come off of that rolled up mat. Set it to the side. If you need the rolled up mat for cushion for your knees, you could also use that as well for tabletop. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. We'll just do a few rounds of cat and cow and S-spine. Imagine you have that strap around your thighs again here, pressing out but squeezing in, stretching out your inner leg. Slide your shoulder blades down the back as your hips go back and your heart moves forward. Exhale, lift the spine to the sky as you round. And you could go slowly or quick. And in inviting back, 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. Or maybe it's a longer inhale to that exhale. Stay with this, or wag the head and tail side to side. Feeling as you move the spine in either direction, more and more space being created. And we'll come back to neutral. All right, from here, we're gonna bring our hands back to our knees. So offering forward pigeon, or you could repeat recline pigeon. So with your mat already rolled up, that could be enough. If you have a blanket to toss over your mat, or maybe a pillow to lift yourself up higher, you could do that too. But we're gonna go into forward Kapotasana or repeat reclined pigeon. So we'll bring our right knee to our right wrist, our right foot to our left wrist, and scoot our hips back. So we're supported either on the rolled up mat. Also, if you need to bring your hips up a little higher, you could bring your blocks together to make that bolster. You might want to bring your 2 blocks and a pillow in to support your torso, with bringing 1 block on the 2nd level, 1 block on the 3rd level, and bringing that pillow on top. So I'm just exploring with the props what feels good. But definitely most important, we want to feel that the pelvis is supported, and then that the head is slightly above the hips, or it could be above the hips a lot. We just don't want the head to be below. And if having that left leg extended is too much, you could bend that left knee up towards you to do more of like a pinwheel leg. So again, we want to breathe into our lower belly. And if you are doing the reclined pigeon, also the variation with the block underneath the foot could be really nice too, if that keeps the belly relaxed. Either one, we feel the shoulder blades slide down from the ears or relax back into the mats. And if you haven't yet in practice, let's do that audible exhale. That sound or that sigh, calming the nervous system. And so if you are in forward pigeon, we're gonna think about going to the other side. Take note of whichever direction your head is looking. You're gonna press into the palms and lift the torso up. You could find your way back to a tabletop if that's supportive, sliding your right leg back. Or maybe you just swing your left leg forward, bring your right leg back. And recline, just gently uncross the legs. The other side. And if you in your forward pigeon, we're gonna just let the head look to the opposite side of the mat. And let's come back to that low belly breath. Give that 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. That longer inhale to the exhale. Back to that audible exhale. Coming into pinwheel leg if you are forward folding at any time. You practice that on the other side, or block underneath the lower foot. You practice that on the other side. Continuing back to the belly, continuing to come back to that center of gravity. All right, and we'll think about coming out of this side. So if you're forward pigeon, lift your torso up, bring your head center. You could come back to that child's pose. And if you are on your back, just uncross your legs, feet to the ground, or hug your knees into your chest to widen the lower back. Whatever feels good. If you are in child's pose, you might stay with the props under you, or more of a traditional child's pose option, stacking your fists underneath the forehead. Okay, and breathing into your belly once again. Inhale through the nose, long exhale out the mouth. Okay. And we're gonna do one more posture before Shavasana. So let's do it just for a few breaths. I think it'll be helpful. So take your time, rolling to one side, or walk your hands back towards your knees. We're gonna come up to seated. You can unroll your mat if it's still rolled up. And we're gonna just do a few breaths in half frog. So mat's unrolled. And let's grab our block. We're gonna start with, on the belly, we're gonna start with the left knee. So you could roll to your right side to either have the block on the second level or the first level. And you're gonna bend your left knee to support. And if it actually feels better to have a pillow, just because you might have more space to lay the lower leg on, feel free to do that. We do want to make sure that our left knee is in line with our hips. So just like we did that palm press massage in that knee stretch, you could do that again here. Just kind of gently pressing your heel of your hand into your quad, all the way up to your hip flexor. Now, you could keep doing this, or maybe do cactus arms, let your head look to one side, or stack the forearms, forehead on forearms. So we'll come back to that breath in the lower belly. Inhale that exhale. Also feeling your tailbone stretch to your right inner heel. And in this half frog, we can feel that breath in the lower belly also connect to the inner thigh. Breathing into that space between your left inner thigh and the mat. Now stay here on this side a little longer if you'd like, or you could roll to your right side to extend that left leg back, but we're going to switch the block to the other side. Roll to your left side if that helps to set it up. Bend your right knee. Have that block go under your pillow, go underneath your right inner knee or shin. Again, that could be cactus arms. Stacking arms, try the opposite forearm on top if you are stacking the arms. And then we feel that left leg stretch back edge of the mat. Breathe into your lower belly. Connect that lower belly breath to the right inner thigh. So either filling in or softening down to the ground. Exhale out the mouth if you haven't tried it on this side. And again, you don't have to rush out of the second side, but if you are ready to, slowly roll to your left side, send your right leg back. And yogi's choice, if maybe you're wanting to just stay on your belly for Shavasana, maybe coming back onto your back with extra support underneath your legs would be good. So you could grab your blocks or your pillow and either sit up or just roll right onto your back. Bringing those blocks or pillow as close up to those hamstring sit bones as you can, and then let the legs extend out. And whether you're using a prop underneath your legs or not, as we go into our Shavasana, let's feel for that sensation, like that strap around the thighs. And if you're still setting up where you want to put the strap back around your thighs, you could do that. We'll feel that breath in our belly once again. Invite as we breathe into the belly, the spine releases vertebra by vertebra. In the nervous system, calming the lifeline. Slowly squeeze our finger pads and wiggle our toes. Slowly rotate the wrists and ankles. Stretch if you like, interlace the fingers if you'd like. Exhale out the mouth. Walk your feet towards your hips. Move any prop. Keep your feet flat on the ground or hug them into your chest. We'll roll to right side fetal position. Tune into the heartbeat. Bring it with you as you come up to seated. Close with the hands together in front of the heart, offering that mantra of Om to honor all things within us and around us, all that feels amazing, all that feels challenging, all part of the human experience, just breathing into it. Coming back to the breath, exhale from your heart. Breathe in. Namaste.
Thank you.
Welcome.